Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about irritable bowel syndrome. Irritable bowel syndrome is one of the major cause on today's basis because so many people are diagnosed with this disease. Of course, this is not any causative kind of oriented, means it is mainly because of the mental orientation. Okay, we'll be talking briefly about this irritable bowel syndrome. First, I'll introduce myself. That is, I'm Dr. Megha from Homeopathic Clinic. I'm a practitioner of homeopathy from 5 years. So today's topic is about irritable bowel syndrome. What is irritable bowel syndrome? Irritable bowel syndrome is chronic abdominal pain with or without bowel movements and bloating, stomach pain, like this. And what are the types of this irritable bowel syndrome? There are two types, that is irritable bowel syndrome constipation, irritable bowel syndrome diarrhea. What this both do? Irritable bowel syndrome constipation is the patient does not have the motion for 2 to 3 days. Then we diagnose him as irritable bowel syndrome constipation. If the patient diarrhea, if the patient is having the motion passes the motion 3 to 4 times a day, then it is for diarrhea and it is watery and there is abdominal pain, cramping, bloating, everything. All the symptoms should be accompanying with the complaint, then only we consider it. So the symptoms of irritable bowel syndromes are abdominal pain, cramping, bloating and restlessness, fear, everything. What is the cause? Why it happens? It is because of the mental feeling inside. Means the patient feels like he is incapable of. Because of that, you always face this kind of symptom. I'd seen this in so many people who are really afraid to talk, or they are lacking something, or something which has caused their life which is stuck, like that. What you can do for irritable bowel syndrome? Only the thing is that the management means you should release your stress level. That is, how to release my stress level. How to release your stress level means do meditation, wake up early, go for a walk, go for some fresh air, talk with everyone, sit and discuss the things, and then everything will be alright. Something which is also causing the irritable bowel syndrome is diet. The patients having very sensitive stomach eat lot of junk foods, outside foods, like they had vinegar, they had soda, they had tasting powder, like this, which really harms the inner layer of the stomach and intestine. Because of this, there is so much of pain and cramping, which also leads to irritable bowel syndrome. Stress, another thing is because the patient is in lot of stress, as the mind and the intestine is directly connected. The mind, when it cannot take, it leaks into the intestine. This is one of the major factors. How homeopathy can work in irritable bowel syndrome? Homeopathy can do wonders with irritable bowel syndrome because homeopathy is also a system where it focuses mainly on the mental symptoms. So irritable bowel syndrome is also about the mental symptom only. So it is a very good coordination. If you go for allopathy, there is no treatment for irritable bowel syndrome. They say that no, he does not have any kind of treatment for this. Only you can do is take the constipation medicine to release the motion, or take the lactate juice for to stop the motion if you are having diarrhea. That's all. They does not treat. But here in homeopathy, we does not treat the symptoms, we treat the diseases. Because if you treat the root cause only, you can treat the main thing. If not, the disease remains, only the symptoms goes away. So you should always concentrate on the disease part than the symptom part. So homeopathy really works. First, the case taking. In case taking, we try to follow out, rule out what is the major cause for this irritable bowel syndrome. If we come to know about what is that thing which is really kind of troubling the patient, which is really kind of means leaving the patient like this, means some patient who had treated, they had so much of fear inside them, who had this irritable bowel syndrome. Fear of going out, fear of going to job, fear of talking back, fear of hurting others, fear of losing friends, fear of getting bad name, fear of something else like that. We should treat that fear. If you treat that fear in the mental level, the physical level also will be treated. So treating the mental space is very important, because all the diseases are not directly connected to mentally and physically. Some are directly connected. So first, as a physician, you should be knowing how to treat the disease, you should evaluate the disease and the symptoms. So after knowing that, only you can move on to the disease part. I'll mention some of the homeopathic medicines which are really helpful in the treatment of IBS. We also call irritable bowel syndrome as IBS in a short form. First one is Noxomica. Noxomica is given for the constipation, mainly for the constipation. Even it is given for the diarrhea, but mainly for the constipation with abdominal symptoms like cramping, bloating, gastritis, acidity with constipation or diarrhea. And if you go for mental state of Noxomica, you can rule out there that Noxomica patient is very much hardworking. They take so much of stress in the work. They always like to do the work alone, and they are always fastidious in work, and they want this kind of perfection in the work. Because of that perfection which others cannot do for them, it is always directly connected to the physical symptom. So you should evaluate it completely and correctly. So this is all about Noxomica. Next, if you go for Pulsatilla is given for the patient who is having diarrhea in females, constipation in males. The girl is suffering with so much of inferiority complex, and she wants love, but she's not getting that kind of love from the family, or support from the family, or support and the love from the friends, like that. It is given in the minute case, not in the chronic case. Next, if you go for constipation in men, if you go with Lycopodium, you can also go, there is bloating, there is cramping, there is very hard stool as if it is burnt, like that of, if you go for Lycopodium. With Lycopodium, there is an men who is having so much of lacking kind of thing, uh, they also kind of have this erectile dysfunction, any kind of impotency, any uh, kind of symptoms which is also kind of accompanying. So these are some homeopathic medicines which are really helpful in the treatment of IBS. IBS is such a wonderful remedy disease, and in homeopathy it can be treated completely. So if you are looking for a treatment of IBS in homeopathy, then you can just go for it. If you have any kind of suggestion for me, please do comment on the comment section. Please do like and follow, and don't forget to press on the bell icon so that whenever I put a new video, you people will be notified. Thank you.